if you clicked on this video, then you either have a really bad time with eating your collard greens, or you want to find out what the hell mentally escaping is. Now, I want to share with you 2 stories that should hopefully point this out a little bit better. Now, most people live their days like this first guy. Now, he's a guy who wakes up and doesn't want to get out of bed, but does when he's faced with being late to work, the repercussions of it. He then goes to his place of work, puts off his work as long as possible, but when he's not doing his work, he can't think about anything but it. When he scrolls on his phone or talks with his friends, he thinks about the things he's supposed to put away on the shelf, the research paper he's supposed to write. He goes to exercise after and drags through at a dismal pace because he can't think about lifting weights. All he can think about is his research paper, what his boss might find that he didn't do at work. Now, he comes home and instead of doing the chores he has to, he puts on a TV show, but he can't enjoy it. All he can see out of his peripherals is the laundry basket sitting on the couch next to him. Now, when it is time to go to sleep, he has to do his chores. He knows there is no time for it tomorrow. And so he goes to bed late, and he wakes up the next day, and he's still only worrying about what he hasn't done. Now, there's another way to live. You can live like Augustine. Now, Augustine gets up in the morning, and he doesn't roll out of bed slowly. He gets up. He knows he has things to do. He gets up. He doesn't push snooze. He turns off his alarm clock, gets his stuff ready that he already has set out the night before, and he runs to his gym. He gets there, pulls out all of his sets in record time with maximum efficiency for muscle building. And then he goes to work, and he focuses on his work and does it in rapid succession and very orderly. And he's done before lunch. And his boss, he just asks if he can go home because he's paid by the quality of his work, not how long he works there. But when he gets home, he still has household obligations. He completes them. He does his laundry. He does his dishes. He cleans his house. And then he says, it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon, only 2:30. I got the rest of the day to do whatever I want. And he goes and he enjoys time with his friends fully present because he doesn't worry about what he has left undone. He has nothing left to do. He's living in a headspace where what he had to do that day is already done. When all the work is done, then you feel at peace. And that's how he feels when he goes to bed. He writes up his schedule and he sets his stuff out. And then he goes to sleep at peace. Now, this is the dilemma of mental escapism. Now, some doom scroll to put off their work. Some watch TV shows. Even others take drugs. And now we have an entire army of addicts on our hands. Now, what do we do in order to stop this problem from consuming our lives? The answer is actually quite simple. And you're going to be like, well, thanks, Austin. I could have figured this out myself. But you have to do what you've been putting off right now. I'm not kidding. This is really simple. I'm gonna pause right here. I'm gonna stare you down. I'm gonna actually stop for 10 seconds. I'm gonna stop for 30 whole seconds. Take out a piece of paper and write the thing you've been putting off. The thing you've been mentally escaping from. Talking to someone, doing the research paper, talking to your mom. Usually it's talking or doing. Basically doing anything. So get out a piece of paper, write down the 1, 2, 3, 10 things that you've been putting off. Write them down. And that's your mission critical list. Now, I'm actually going to stare at you for 10 seconds. Are you getting out your paper? Huh? You getting out your paper? You too? Huh? You getting out your paper? Okay, you got your paper out? You got your list written? All right, perfect. Well, you're already one step closer to getting your crap done for the day, aren't you? But the point of this problem is, it's not rational. You're looking at that list, you're like, wow, shit, wow, I'm getting so much done. You won't do anything with it. You won't do anything with it because the same fear is still there. You need to get rid of that fear. But what I found is you don't really need to get rid of the fear. You need to learn how to manage it. Now, I'm going to tell you a story of how I didn't manage the fear, but how I finally overcame it. It's a 3-day story. I went from being a just normal person in society, able to get his work done, maybe a little bit behind sometimes, but I put something off. And it was talking to somebody that I feared what they might say. I had been a terrible friend, and then I had said something atrocious, and I just let it sit. I was like, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to deal with it. On the first day, it didn't really bother me that much. I went about kind of normal. Could have even said it was a good day. But the second day, it started to impact me mentally. In my mental health, I could feel it. Like waves crashing against the shore. It was wearing me down. And that's what your brain's really doing. Because you have to rationalize why you're doing this. And when there is no rational reason, your subconscious gives up on itself. It says, well, this man's going insane, obviously. He won't go talk to this person. Why is it so important to him, but he won't do it? Or why isn't he doing this research paper? Obviously, he knows he has to do it. Why the hell isn't he doing it? And you could come with anything. I'm tired. I don't have time. I'm doing something else more important. I gotta eat supper. Oh, whatever. I don't need to. But the point is, when your brain has to come up with those, it wears you down. It kills you, almost. It kills you. Because on the third day of this story, I couldn't even function. I couldn't sit down at my desk without stumbling over my chair. I couldn't think straight. I could barely talk to my own friends. They'd ask me about something that happened yesterday. I couldn't remember. And that's because every time you aren't present in the moment, you're tainted by something in the past. And usually it's something left undone rather than something you have done. Because something you have done, you can just let go. Be like, oh, I did it, whatever. But when it's undone, that's when it truly gets to you. When you can't let it go. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Because here's the key. These things that you fear doing, you need to submit to them. Now, this might sound weird, but you must submit to the doing of it in order to not be able to irrationalize it. Irrationalize it, you hear that? So when you go to do your run and you think about what shoes you're going to wear, how far it is, what the weather's like, how tired you are, if your feet hurt, basically everything that you could think about except doing the run, your brain's going to take any of those routes and just not do it. So the key is, when you're stuck in a rut like this, when you have things to do that you won't do for any reason, you must start immediately. You must cut straight to the center before it grows any more crusty layers of irrational argument on top of it. When you're staring at your shoes, wondering if you run, just put them on. Put them on and go. And don't keep fighting. Just submit to the activity, and suddenly the run won't seem so hard. The cold shower won't seem so cold. The research paper won't be so long. And so that's what I did on the fourth day. I saw a video about how to stop mentally escaping by better ideas, and I did it that day. I'm telling you, this will fix your problem with mentally escaping and feeling like crap, feeling that every moment you have isn't enough because you've been putting off what is truly important. Whatever it is. Maybe it's not truly important, but what you need to do. And so on the fourth day, I woke up, saw that video, and I immediately started on my work. And me being me, I kept be worry, don't happy. That's what I kept doing. I kept going, and I put off talking to that one person. I kept doing it, but I wrote my scripts, I finished my schoolwork, and then I said, I have nothing else to do. I'm tired of putting it off. That's what you're tired, but you're just tired of putting it off. And so I did. I talked to that person. And you know what? It worked out. I had nothing to fear in the end. It's like Mark Twain said, I'm an old man and I've known a great many troubles, but most of them never happened. And remember that when fear paralyzes you, when procrastination really gets to you. What I also think about why your brain feels so terrible for procrastinating, in the end, it's not because you just need to do it. I think it's somewhat of God's punishment for the sin of sloth, putting off what God made you to be. Then he punishes you by not letting you able to enjoy the things you do enjoy. Or maybe he doesn't, but that's just the natural thing that happens. When you put off being yourself, how can you be happy doing anything? That's just a little side thing. Now, here's how we're going to fix your problem. You have two steps today. First step, that list that you wrote down earlier, I want you to take it out right now. And today, you're going to go right after this video. Don't watch another video. Don't look at your phone. Don't read a book to be productive. Immediately start on this list and get as much as you can this first day. And when you feel good at the end of the day because you actually put in the best amount of effort, then you should take that feeling and know you must get your work done every day in order to feel that well. Do the hard thing first. Now, this may seem a little bit off, but do the hard thing first and the rest will seem easy. I put it off. I went and did my schoolwork first before talking to this person. Do the thing that's bothering you most, and that will get you out of your rut the fastest. That will stop you from derealization, from escaping mentally, because you don't have to escape when there's nothing to fear. So do it first. Get it done. Maybe this is just the little push you needed. How this problem works is it's like a barrel of apples, and when you let one go rotten, it ruins the whole one. So don't let one go rotten. Pick out that apple. Do the things you need to do. And that's just like part of letting go. Sometimes apples fester, and you just have to let them go because they're not worth keeping around. Like this person I said I've been putting off talking to, we ended up never really speaking again. But the point was I got rid of the problem and it's no longer worrying me anymore. Friends come and go. I should have realized that, but my fear kept me from that. But don't let one bad apple spoil the whole barrel. Now, if you want another video about this, go click the card up in one of these corners about letting go. I'm going to make a video about that next week. And here's the second step. In order to feel this good for longer, you must get up, maybe not early, but get up and get your work done as soon as possible. Because when you spend more time in a state of mind that you are done with what you need to do, then you know you'll live a happier life. Your life will be better because you're not in a constant state of worry about what you've put off. I call this eating your veggies first. It was an old quote that I came up with. When somebody looks at a plate and they keep eating dessert, the food always tastes bad because they eat their veggies last. But if you eat your veggies first, you can end your meal on a sweet note, and every day tastes just as good as a cheesecake. So if you get off this screen right now and you don't do the things that you've written down on your mission critical list, then you'll feel the same tomorrow. You'll wake up every day with something that you didn't do yesterday. You'll do it eventually when the ramifications catch up, but you'll never be truly happy at the end of the day. But if you want to be truly happy, go from this video, do your mission critical tasks every day as soon as possible. And that's just one part of never settling for less than your best.